Suzuki took the rap's evolution of the third-generation car rather than a radically futuristic design. While its styling and silhouette are unmistakably Swift, look closer and the differences are significant. It has a longer nose with a clamshell bonnet, a pair of freshly designed LED headlamps with L-shaped LED DRLs, as well as a new grille, finished in gloss black with a dark chrome surround. This concept sported a front camera, as well as a blanked-out panel for an ADAS radar module, but these are unlikely to make it to the Indian production version. An interesting detail is that the Suzuki logo now sits above the grille, rather than on it. Its side profile remains rather clean, but there are interesting details here too. The alloys look neat and it features a hunkered down stance, although the Indian version is likely to be raised to cope with our roads. Also, the rear door handle now moves to a more conventional position compared to the third-gen's vertical unit integrated in C-pillar. Speaking of which, as is a traditional Swift trait, the tailgate dips between the taillamps, which have also been restyled and now feature attractive C-shaped LED elements. Further, the rear bumper has sporty black inserts with integrated reflectors on each side of a hexagonal number plate housing. The interior of the Swift is all too familiar, with a dash design very similar to the Front's. It also shares several bits with other Marutis like the freestanding infotainment system, HVAC switchgear and flat-bottom steering wheel. The instrument cluster is new, but it still gets analog dials. The concept on display featured an automatic gearbox, paddle shifters as well as an electronic parking brake. The seating position is low-slung, and on first impression, seat comfort as well as space remains quite similar to the current version. New Z-Series petrol engine. While the car on display was a hybrid, when it comes to India, Maruti will deploy an all-new 1.2-liter, 3-cylinder, naturally aspirated petrol engine, codenamed Z12, which will replace the current K-Series 1.2-liter 4-cylinder unit, and eventually spread across the hatchback range. Losing one cylinder would result in a lower overall engine weight, and with ever-tightening emissions norms, the new 3-cylinder engine will not only emit less, but also target fuel efficiency, thus helping Suzuki keep within its CAFE targets, something the brand does in India. Further, sources tell us that the Z12 will have a similar power output to the 90 horsepower of the K12C, but noticeably more torque, improving drivability at the bottom end.